Welcome to Fishing for Bees. This is my YouTube channel on swarm catching and beekeeping. It is November 4th, Grand Rapids, Michigan, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, about 58 degrees. I apologize for the noise. They are now milling the road out in front. I don't think I've shot a video in this yard without having trees being cut down, now roads being milled, roofs being done, and then your normal lawn mowing and yard maintenance with power equipment. So again, I apologize. If you're new to the channel, welcome. A little bit about us is we've never purchased bees. We've never bought a queen. We split a colony once, which was this one for pollination, not to expand our numbers. In 5 years, we're at 24 catches in Grand Rapids, Michigan area, Kent County area. Along with our minimal losses in the winter, we've been able to turn a profit since our second year of beekeeping with honey sales. And the primary reason for that is that we didn't purchase the bees. These are all swarm catches in our other yard as well. In the past, we've had so many in our nuke yard that I didn't want to move out in the spring. I've given away 10 frame colonies. If any of that interests you, please like and subscribe. Today, a lot of the same. So what we've done in the production yard, we got to continue to do in the nuke yard. This one was treated with Formic Pro. This was a late season swarm catch that has not been treated at all. I got to get a round of oxalic acid into them. Also, we've been feeding the Hive Alive Super Syrup, which is specially formulated for fall feeding, 2 to 1. Be careful, they have another product, the Easy Feed pouches, Easy Feed bags. Those are more of a 1 to 1. Those are for spring buildup. This late in the season, especially in my area, you want to be feeding a thicker syrup, closer to the dryness of honey that they want it, so that you're not introducing a lot of moisture into the colony. For me in this area, we're pushing up on the limits for them to even take any more liquid. 58 degrees is good. We got a couple days in the 50s, so I'm going to give them a lot of holes in my pouches that I make, in the bags that we make. You'll see them in the video, and we're going to try and push another 2 pounds into them. A lot of what we're doing right now is not building weights, it's maintaining the weights, right? There's still a higher population of bees than they need for the winter inside of here. Those mouths need to be fed, and we don't want them to consume the resources to the point that this colony starves out late winter, early spring. Although we do use Hive Alive fondant for emergency feeding, late winter, early spring, I don't put it on this early. And always remember, for Hive Alive products, any of them, Fishing for Bees 10 at checkout on all Hive Alive products get you 10% off. I got an unlit smoker here, and I got my veil. Hopefully the unlit smoker will be enough to push them around if I need to. Yesterday in the production yard, even with a full roaring smoker, smoke all over their heads and everything like that, I could barely get them to move. They're really starting to get into a state of torpor and just really slowing down on their pace. And even the smoke wouldn't persuade them, some of them, to get off of the areas I needed to move them from. So we're just going to use an unlit smoker. Sometimes the smell is enough to help move them along, and these are smaller colonies, so I hope I have enough with me. Every visit that we've made to either this yard or our other yard is fully documented on this channel. So if you're curious about how I kept bees this year and also the years before, other than extraction day, every visit to these yards is documented on video for you and for me, because it makes my notes easier. I often go back and reference from year to year what I might have done. So that being said, if you're curious about anything like the quilt boxes, the painter's tape, the mouse guards, the feeding, pulling honey supers, any visits, it's all documented. Please just go back and look. If you got any questions, please let me know. And as always, a thumbs up, subscribe, and a comment is muchly appreciated. Those comments really help too, even if you want to just check in and tell me where you're from. I really appreciate it. So I have two options here. I can verify through the screen in the quilt box, or I can crack this seam right here and lift it. What I'm verifying is if they're ready for another bag of syrup. There's a really cool spider underneath here that I feel bad about disturbing, so I'm going to close that up and let it keep its winter home. Good population of bees up here. It looks like they're trying to get in this syrup, and as before, sometimes I haven't given them enough holes towards the front here where the syrup rolls forward because of the cant, the winter tilt, extreme tilt that we put on our colonies. Let's see if our smell of smoke trick will work. Not really. We are going to give them another bag. These girls in the past have been spicy. I'm going to give them plenty of holes this time, especially towards the front. They want it, I want them to have access to it. Give it a push. See all that liquid coming out. Let them know where those holes are at. And push this syrup into them. This is the last go around for liquid feed. But as I've mentioned before, Hive Alive has us covered all seasons now. Any feeding you need to do, Hive Alive has a product. Same as before, I'll just take a quick peek. Not the same population of bees up here. These girls have plenty of syrup. Can't believe an ant on November 4th has found my syrup. They do not have these seams for these quilt boxes propolis, and they will not get that done. So we take our time now to help them out. All right, that one we're not going to give any syrup to. I do have a bag made for them, but the Hive Alive has an expiration date on it, and it'll last me a long time. I'll just add it back to the container. We got the original Low Rod Bees vaporizer plug-in unit. More than enough videos on it. Love it. It was a great purchase and it served me really well. Fantastic company to do business with. Great people. I highly recommend them. In our production yard, we bumped up to 3 grams. Since these are the equivalent of 10 frame deep, I'm just going to do 2 grams in this yard. See how it goes. If I don't like the way it takes, I can always do another dose. Easy Ox oxalic acid. This is the product that I'm using. I got this from Napoleon Bee Supply in Napoleon, Michigan. I didn't order online or anything like that. I called and they shipped it to me quickly, and I really appreciate it. So we're leaning towards convenience. I used to have to measure and pack them in these cups and everything like that. And with the Hive Alive products and this product, I'm going towards convenience. I'm going towards ease of use. Yes, all these products cost a little bit more, but I'm really appreciating them. The ease of use. So they really got this one stuck in there real bad. And this is how I end up having oxalic acid blow-ups because they plug up your hole. So let's see, 435 degrees. I like to be able to see that temperature. It tells me what's happening. I want to try and keep it as level as possible. Below 300, below 380. Got my towel on the front. So we're coming back up on 400. We have some vapor pushing out the front entrance. You have it blocked with my towel. I am shielding my face. Back up over 400. I like to let it continue. I always carry a punch with me. I will say these tabs, probably because of the caking agent used in the manufacture of the tabs, they tend to cake up pretty quick. If you're doing multiple colonies, if you don't check it and get to the next colony, you might have an obstructed escape for that gas, and this cap's going to pop. Has the potential to throw molten liquid all over you. So be careful. Again, shielding my face. So I just took the towel away. I was a little concerned because I didn't see it off-gassing, but we got great seams in this colony, and it didn't let any escape through any open areas. That painter's tape helped, all of it. So there we go. That's it for this visit. This one, the first treatment ever since they were caught. Got a good dose in there. You can see from the front entrance, this one right here. So I'm really happy with that. Hopefully we can get whatever mite load they might have down. This part of my mite program is maintenance. I'm not alcohol washing. I'm not checking mite loads. I am trying to knock down the likelihood that mites are present going into winter. To do an alcohol wash and to kill 300 bees, that has the potential to be the winter bees, I'm just not interested in it. So it's precautionary. I like to clean them up just a little bit just to make sure that those mite loads are low enough that we can survive the winter. About vaporizers. So if you're in the market for a vaporizer, some of the things you need to consider. Metal. Any metal cannot take extreme fluctuations in temperature change. So we're going from ambient to 440, back down to ambient at the end of the process, but then cooling to the low 300s. So 440 to the low 300s, then we boost it back up with 440, and then we rapidly cool it down to 300s, low 300s, and then it builds back up, and that's all in a matter of minutes with this unit because it's a great unit. That makes wear parts. Parts on these are going to wear. Of course, I hope it's not the computer and the motherboard and everything like that. I hope it's the hardware, such as the pot, the heating element, and that has happened. The heating element in this one went out and I had to replace it. It was super easy. Low Rob Bees has parts available. So that's the first thing. Look for parts available. The other thing I encourage you to consider is how many colonies you have, how many colonies you would like to have. The wand ones, yes, they work where you're going through the front entrance, but you have to wait for them to cool down before you can put more acid back in them. And then you have to bring it back up to temp, and you have that cooling waiting. If you have multiple colonies, that can extend your visit by hours. So I like this one because there's no cooling. I can just rapidly roll through. You'll see in our other video in our production yard how quickly I did 5 colonies. You saw today how quickly I did 2 colonies. We're going to put some painter's tape on this side because I ruined this one, and we're going to call it a day. If you've been with me this long, I appreciate you coming along for the ride. I hope your bees are well.